Queen City, Charlotte. Beautiful piece of art right here. And no, Pepsi is not paying me. I'm just a small YouTuber. Shout out to the artist Switch 19. Y'all go follow this artist if you're on social media. I'm not sure if it's Instagram or Twitter, but Switch 19, SWYCH and the number 19. But yeah, this is fresh. Good morning, everyone. It's your boy P9 and I'm reporting live. Finally made it here in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I am here at the South End district of the city. So right here is the Lowe's office building, and Lowe's is actually headquartered in Mooresville, North Carolina, which is a suburb of Charlotte. So that's where the Lowe's home improvement store is located, or is headquartered rather. But I am here in the South End district of Charlotte. And the South End, it is a former industrial section of Charlotte. It's where the first rail line of Charlotte began. It ran from Charlotte, again, South End districts, the first part of Charlotte where there was a railroad line. And it ran to cities such as Columbia and Charleston, South Carolina, back in the 1850s. So as you would imagine, this was an industrial area. A lot of these buildings that you see that are restaurants and apartment buildings, they used to be abandoned warehouses, or they were warehouses and factories back during the time where, you know, the railroad activity was real heavy during the 1850s. So after several decades of non-use, these buildings were abandoned. But just like a lot of cities that have abandoned buildings and things of that nature, this area was revitalized in an urban renewal back in 2007 when investors bought these buildings, and now it is what it is today. So now I'm on like a little walking trail. So also you can bike over here as well. And not too long ago, what you guys saw was the CATS transit systems light rail. And Charlotte is actually the first city that I did a vlog in the South where it has a light rail system. This is the first city that I've vlogged in with a light rail. So the CATS is short for Charlotte Area Transit System. Oh, that's neat right here. Oh, they have a rail trail chalkboard. Is any chalk in here? I don't see any chalk. Interesting. But apparently people will grab chalk and then they'll write their name on this board right here. What inspires you? Hashtag rail trail chalkboard at rail trail CLT. So these are just their social media handles right there. But this is my first time in a long time. Let me put it to you like that. This is my first time in a long time that I've been to Charlotte. I mean, I visited Charlotte a long time ago. This is the first time I've been to this particular part. So it's been probably 10 years since I've last visited Charlotte. But so far, it's a relaxing morning as we're closing in on 9 o'clock a.m. But yeah, it's like a lot of local businesses and little shops, cafes, the whole nine. And it's just south of downtown in the main drag. I'm walking down the rail trail now, but the main drag of South End is Camden Avenue. Of course, there's a lot of cross streets and things of that nature, but one of the major streets is Camden Road. I think I'm gonna walk the rail trail into downtown, or excuse me, Uptown Charlotte. In Charlotte, downtown is known as Uptown. You know, most cities, the central portion of the city is known as downtown, but in Charlotte, it's referred to as Uptown. So the locals would probably correct you. If you say downtown Charlotte, they'll probably tell you, no, it's Uptown Charlotte. So I found that very interesting. As you can see, the skyline of downtown. And for those who are wondering why Charlotte is referred to as the Queen City, or is nicknamed the Queen City, is because it was named after Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg. So basically the wife of King George III of Great Britain. And it was originally called Charlottetown to honor the Queen, but they shortened it to Charlotte, and basically that's how it got its name. See, this building right here is called Charlotte Trolley. So I guess there were trolleys that ran through Charlotte as well. And here's a interesting little sculpture right here, where it's really more so, it seems more so like a shelter. You might be able to go under there to get some shade if it gets too hot, which is still early in the day. It's warm. Go ahead and cross over here. Again, here goes one of the light rail trains. This particular station is called Bland. It's called Bland Station, B-L-A-N-D.
Please stand clear. Doors are closing. Train is about to move.
And then you also have your bikes right here. It's called the Charlotte Joyrides. You can actually get you a bike for $30 a day for a Joy Pass, or you can get a 30-minute session for $5. And they're, you know, electrical bikes. Sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. So the Blue Cross Blue Shield seems like they sponsor these bicycles in multiple states and cities. I always thought that was pretty dope. This looks like a seesaw. Yeah, it looks like a seesaw. I'm not sure what that is. It's nice though.
This station is under video surveillance.
Esta estación cuenta con vigilancia por cámaras de video.
Here goes the fare machines right here for the Lynx. So the light rail is actually called the Lynx. And there goes the map to all of the stations that are on this particular line, which is the blue line. I think I'm gonna walk into Uptown. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk into Uptown on the rail trail and catch the light rail back to South End to retrieve my vehicle. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Seems like a fair exchange. And this building right here is the South End Station. That's what I saw at the end of it. So this looks like this was more than likely a railroad depot back in the 1850s and early 1900s. And once it fell into disuse, of course, like a lot of these buildings around here, over time they were converted and turned into restaurants and bars. And this one's a billiards establishment, Slate Billiards, Rose. And Charlotte's another one of those fast-growing cities too. We mentioned Atlanta and Nashville, but Charlotte, is definitely up there, one of the fastest growing cities in the nation, for sure in the South. And I can see why. It's a beautiful city. I mean, go some apartments over here, conveniently located right next to the light rail. I'm gonna walk over here real quick and I'm gonna come back to that same path. I just spotted a really nice piece of artwork, a nice mural that I want to get. As I'm walking down Bland Street. Remember, that was the name of the station. It was called Bland Station. So see Bland and College Street right here. Right here is a tavern known as Tavern on the Tracks, and on the side of it you have some really interesting and nice pieces of art. As you can see right here, I don't know what that is, honestly. It looks like a blue bird, I'm not sure. I know this is a crown right here. It symbolizes Charlotte's name of the Queen City, as I mentioned earlier. And I also want to give these people their shout outs, the artists who put together this dope artwork. It says hashtag Bills Mafia at Tavern Tracks NYC in Charlotte. Okay. And has Billy's name in a heart. Okay, nice. And I also want to come over here, and if you check out this particular artwork right here, this was former NFL linebacker and Carolina Panthers legend Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly was a bad boy. They called him Cool Hand Luke. He was one of the most ferocious linebackers I've ever seen play, and I've seen a lot of them play. You know, Brian Urlacher, you know, Lawrence Taylor was before my time, but I've seen footage of him, and you know, of course, Ray Lewis, but Luke Kuechly was special. That's him right here. So it's half of his face and half of the Panthers face. And of course, it has the Brickyard, kind of like similar to how the Carolina Panthers have their logos, the same stylized letters. And also we got to make sure we get the 59. We got to get the legend right here. And it's right on the Brickyard. And let me go ahead, and before I go, let me get the social media tags of the individuals who put this together. Probably can't see it too good from here, but one of them is at Puck McGruff, and the other one is at Hooker Media. That's Hooker Media, Hooker. gonna make my way back to the rail trail. But right here is Tryon Street, which is major main highway or main road that goes through downtown. As you can see, as we walk down here, see the different colored pylons. That line the sidewalk on top of this mulch right here. And they also have the same setup on this side of the tracks, on the other side of the tracks. I'm not sure if that's a hotel or a condo.
Been between about 7.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it for now, and once I get uptown, I'm gonna continue. Well guys, I'm walking across College Street on the College Street overpass. This overpass is over Interstate 277 as I'm approaching Uptown. You can actually feel the vibrations underneath your feet from all these cars passing by on the highway. It's a really nice view. A lot of the city buildings. A couple of hotels on this side, residential buildings. It's an office building right here. They got the Duke Energy Tower right over here, and the Bank of America Tower is over there. Bank of America is headquartered here in Charlotte. And they have another office building what looks like, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Deloitte, D-E-L-O-I-T-T-E. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but those who know, know what that is. So we are right here in the heart of Uptown Charlotte. Westin Hotel over here. Guys, this building right here is called the Levine Center for the Arts. The Levine Center for the Arts. So similar to how Atlanta's Woodruff Arts Center is, this is a complex of different venues, and again, it's called the Levine Center of Arts. But this particular section of the complex is the Harvey B. Gantt Center, and as you can see, there goes beautiful piece of art right here. So I believe the Gantt Center is an African American museum.
The way that I would think about it.
Construction going on right here. That's been the theme for pretty much every city I've done a vlog in as of late. New construction, especially in these you know, fastly growing cities. As you saw in my previous videos with Nashville and Atlanta, same thing going on here in Charlotte. So again, right where I'm at is on Brooklyn Village Avenue. Construction crew is working real hard around the clock. Get those buildings built. I definitely admire blue collar work. The blue collar workers, shout out to y'all out there. I myself is a blue collar worker, so I respect. The blue collar is definitely the fabric of this country. It's what keeps this country going, so shouts out to the blue collar workers. We're at the corner of Brooklyn Village and Church Street. This is the Bank of America Stadium right here, home of the Carolina Panthers of the NFL. Now, the Panthers franchise has been in the NFL since 1995, if I'm not mistaken. It was the mid-90s when they came in. They were an expansion team. I was a little kid when that happened. But yes, that's when the Carolina Panthers came into the NFL as an expansion team, which brought the first ever professional football team to not only Charlotte, but the whole state of North Carolina. So I believe they came in around the same time that the Jacksonville Jaguars came in as an expansion team. Interestingly enough, they're both part of the cat family. Jaguars and the Panthers. But this is the Bank of America Stadium. A lot of greats played for the Carolina Panthers in its relatively short history. They've been in the NFL now for going on 30 years. And the president of the Carolina Panthers from 94 and 97, NFL Hall of Fame inductee 1984, Cleveland Browns 1954 to 1962. This is Mike McCormack, statue of him right in front of the stadium. And let me go ahead and get the famous Panther statue right here. As you can see. And right here is just a lot of individuals, I guess, who contributed to the structure or the construction of this particular statue. And there's another one over here as well. Let me go ahead and turn around. I also have some nice flowers and nicely manicured lawns right here in front of the stadium. Groundskeepers definitely do their thing, for sure. They definitely do their thing. I'm not gonna step on that grass, but I can read from over here. This marker commemorates the Good Samaritan Hospital from 1891 to 1961. So the site where the stadium is on right now used to be the first independent private hospital in North Carolina, built exclusively for African Americans, established by Jane Renwick Smedberg Wilkes of St. Peter's Episcopal Church. It is one of the oldest black hospitals then in operation in the US. So yeah, this is the first independent private hospital in North Carolina built exclusively for African Americans, and I'm standing right here on the site. And they built us. Now they have a big stadium right here sitting on the site. Pretty dope. Here goes Sam Mills. He was a linebacker. He played for the Carolina Panthers from 1995 through 1997. So he was one of the original Carolina Panthers when they first came into the NFL. Sam Mills. See, the Panthers, almost 10 years ago, the Panthers came really close to winning their first Super Bowl. They actually made two Super Bowls. They went to the Super Bowl in 2003 and they went again in 2015. And 2015 was Cam Newton's like MVP season. And also what I wanted to add is that between, I'd say a 15-year time frame between 2002 and 2017, it's like each of the 4 members of the NFC South division made it to the Super Bowl, but only 2 out of those 4 teams actually won at least one Super Bowl, and that was in 2002 it was the Buccaneers, and 2009 it was the New Orleans Saints, and 2015 is when the Panthers made the Super Bowl and came up short against the Broncos, and it was 2016, the year after that, is when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, and then they suffered a heartbreaking loss to the New England Patriots. I mean, that was, I'm still, almost 10 years later, I'm still reeling over that. I just wanted to add that in there. The NFC South did have a nice run within those 15 years. To all my football fans out there, anyway, to all my subscribers who are football fans, know what I'm talking about. I like this right here, this little display that they have right here in the front. This LED display they have in front of the stadium. And honestly, I didn't even know that Charlotte even has a soccer team. A Major League Soccer team plays right here in this stadium, Bank of America Stadium. I had no idea that Charlotte even had a Major League Soccer team, but I'm not surprised either, because Major League Soccer has been expanding its brand across the United States. So that's pretty cool. But I definitely had to get the stadium. Definitely had to get the stadium. It's located on Mint Street. And there goes the team store where you can get all your Carolina Panthers gear. Over here. Also in your Charlotte Football Club gear as well. So they were established, according to the logo, it looks like they were established in 2022. So yeah, it's only been 2 years. I'm not that far behind the 8 ball. don't know if that's a sculpture right there or if it's just a bunch of solar panels sitting in this little circle right here. But either way it goes, it's a nice pattern. It's interesting. They have little squares cut into this circle. This is right outside this parking garage. So I'm assuming this parking garage is for the Carolina Panthers attendees. So it looks like a mini park of sorts. So I'm over here at the part of Uptown. This is Truist Field, which is a baseball park that sits at the corner of Mint Street and Martin Luther King. And it looks like they're having a game today, judging by the amount of people that are gathered around the stadium. But this is the home of the minor league baseball team, the Charlotte, I believe they're the Charlotte Knights. As you can see right here, yeah, the Charlotte Knights, and they won the 2024 ACC baseball championship, so shouts out to them. Based off of that, I can tell that this baseball team has a lot of local support. So over here, this is Romar Bearden Park. Sits across the street from the Truist Field ballpark, and it's named after Romar Bearden, 1911-1988, African-American artist and writer. Many of his collages were inspired by childhood memories of North Carolina. Born 1 block northwest. Okay, so Romar Bearden is a native of Charlotte, North Carolina, and a lot of his arts were inspired by memories of his childhood. So that is really cool right there. And he was rewarded ultimately being honored and being the namesake of this beautiful park right here. It's a beautiful lawn. It's a beautiful, beautiful lawn. You can just sit out here and just enjoy, take in this view of all these buildings. As you can see, I had to do a 360 pan on this one. Wow. They even have a waterfall in the park. You can see. Oh, this is fresh. Look at that, man. That is crazy. I've never seen a waterfall sit smack dab in the middle of a park. Shouts out to the architects of this park. They really did their thing, man. Whoever landscaped and architected this park, man, they did their thing for real. They got a waterfall. And this right here, this stainless steel piece of art right here is called the Spiral Odyssey. It was designed in 2017. Yeah. Let me go over here, because there's more to this park. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So it's like a little oval shaped park right here. Oval shaped field, whatever you want to call it. And again, beautiful view of these buildings right here. And the people that live in those buildings, I'm sure, have a beautiful view of the park and the city. I'm over here at the corner of Mint Street and Trade Street, and this is the Charles Jonas Federal Courthouse building, or the Federal Building and Courthouse, and it functions as a post office and a courthouse. So this is a federal building, and here's the front of it right here. And let me go ahead and walk a little further up here. And over here, this is why it's called Mint Street, because right here, this is where the first branch of the Mint of the United States stood. It stood here, and it was built in 1836. in classic revival style. So in 1913, the assay functions were discontinued and the 1891 post office was raised on that site. The government built a new post office facility in 1916. So basically, the new post office threatened the mint, and the citizens of Charlotte financed the relocation of the foundation of the structure to the Eastover neighborhood, where it was built and opened as the Mint Museum of Art in 1936. Okay, so basically the post office came through and just said, nah, y'all gotta get up out of here. And they end up moving. The mint ended up relocating to another part of the city. Interesting. And also what I read up about the mint is that North Carolina during that time is where a lot of gold was discovered. It wasn't just on the West Coast and like California, Sacramento, places like that. It was over here in North Carolina as well. There was some gold being founded here, and you know, but see, they didn't have anywhere to coin and convert those gold into coins. Basically, they had to. There was a process. That's what the mint did. It converted the gold into coins, which is obviously a form of currency. So being that North Carolina didn't have that at the time, they had to send the gold up until like cities like Philly up north, like Philadelphia, because Philadelphia had a mint. And so Charlotte said, look, we're gonna have to build our own mint. See, I do my homework every now and then. You know, I do my homework generally, especially here lately since I've been doing a lot of these vlogs. I try to do as much of my homework and research as I can before I come to the city. That way it all makes sense as to why certain things are the way they are in the city. A milestone marker. I'm gonna go ahead and walk back down this way further into Uptown on Trade Street and see what we'll find. Sally Rogers 2007. It's called Zygos. That's Z-Y-G-O-S, and it's a really nice sculpture. Again, I'm over here on Trade Street, a major drag here in the city of Charlotte.
That's what I used to do. You know, I'll go like,
at the corner of East Trade and South Tryon. I like how they have these sculptures. It's like 4 sculptures, this one, that one right there, and this one right here. I like how they have these 4 sculptures situated at this intersection, so it's like at each point of the intersection. Goes another light rail. is like a mall. Looks like one of these downtown malls. Let me check it out. Yes, you guys, I just have to, I may as well just walk up some stairs because that's an escalator, but the escalator isn't functioning. I'm just being adventurous right now, so I know how you know how I am. They have an insomnia cookies up here. Okay. So this looks like it's an outdoor, is this an outdoor mall? It looks like an outdoor mall. It's called the Epicenter. I don't know if it's a combination of epic and center, but they have this stairwell blocked off. They have a dentistry right here, Skyview Dentistry. Huh. There's nothing really going on right now. Then again, it's early Thursday morning. It's not even the afternoon yet. It's like 10, almost 10:30 in the morning. But it looks like it's like an outdoor mall. That's what it looks like. It's a nice setup though. It's pretty cool. Got a few restaurants down here. Down some more stairs. I'm back on Trade Street. So it's also a part, that's a hotel and a residence inns and a AC hotel that's also connected to that Epicenter. So it's just basically a combination of a hotel, a series of stores. Okay, cool. It's a downtown transit center. It's where all the buses, majority of the buses meet up. They have different bus bays, and this is where the CATS buses come. Multiple routes throughout the city. This here, you see this view of Charlotte from over here. But right here, you have the Spectrum Center. This is where the Charlotte Hornets of the NBA play their home games. It's their home venue. It's called the Spectrum Center. Between the Charlotte Hornets and the Oklahoma City Thunder, I don't know which team has a better color scheme. I love OKC's color scheme, but the Charlotte Hornets with the white, the teal, and the purple, and that's just too sick. That combination of colors is too sick. But that's the Charlotte Hornets, and this is their basketball arena. Over here on Trade Street. And also what's interesting is that the Hornets came in the NBA as an expansion team a few years before the Carolina Panthers came into the NFL as an expansion team. So at that time you had Charlotte embracing 2 professional teams in a short period of time. You know, of course the Hornets, you know, the state of North Carolina in general, they love basketball. This is a basketball state. Especially college basketball. You know, you got Duke, you have North Carolina, Chapel Hill, you got Wake Forest, NC State. Then a bunch of high school basketball teams. It's just, basketball is like a religion in the state of North Carolina. But I do plan on visiting, you know, the Durham, Chapel Hill, all of that. At some point this year, if not this year, next year. You know. "6 feet." Oh, that's the mask. Oh, that's dope. "Count on me, CLT." Hashtag. So this is alluding, of course, to 6 feet, and the sister here with the mask on. It's alluding to, oh yeah, you can see the smile on the mask because you can't see their mouth, you know, but you can see the eyes in a fashion that indicates a smile. So that's cool. I like that. That's when COVID, of course, that's what the whole COVID-19 situation at Livonia Parks. Okay. Also go check her out. And these artists, these local artists are really making a splash, eh? They showcasing their work right here in the city. Yep, that was the Spectrum Center. The Hornets, as we speak, they were unfortunately eliminated from the, actually no, they didn't even make the playoffs. As a matter of fact, they never even made the playoffs to begin with, unfortunately. But they're a young and up and coming team. They have a diner. No, diners are old school. You know, they have a diner right here in the city. I haven't seen one of these type of diners in like a long time. Wow. Kind of give me Happy Days vibes, you know. Y'all know that show Happy Days. There was another show. There was another sitcom about, I think it was called Mel's Diner, if I'm not mistaken.
the contract I'm gonna play, and I'm off man up my phone.
Your boy Baron Davis, back in the day. The throwback Charlotte uniforms. The original. Okay, here it is. I found it. This is a collage of all of the Charlotte's franchise players. You know, whether it was the Bobcats or the Charlotte Hornets, these are all the These are the big time players who played for the Charlotte franchise. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Gerald Wallace. Of course, that's Muggsy Bogues right there. I'm not quite sure who this guy is right here. That's Larry Johnson at the top right-hand corner, aka Grandmama. There goes LaMelo Ball. He's currently with the Charlotte Hornets, the star player, one of the Ball brothers. Not sure who that is either right there with the afro. That's Steph Curry's father, Dale Curry. That's who we just saw on that banner over there, is Baron Davis. You know, he always wore the headband. And that's Alonzo Mourning. That's who we started with before he played with the Heat. And Let's Fly 35. So this is their 35th year as a franchise. I did not know it's been that. Well, yeah, that sounds about right. 35 years. And usually expansion teams take a long time to have success, because they get a lot of, they have an expansion draft, so they don't really get a lot of big name players like that. So they generally struggle in their first few years. But the Charlotte Hornets were different. Like it didn't take them long really to become successful. Yeah, they struggled their first couple of years, but after that, you know, in the 90s they had a stretch where they were going to the playoffs on a regular basis. I'm gonna check and see if this is the blue line. Now, if this is the blue line, then I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this video of Uptown Charlotte. And head on back to the south end where I had parked my vehicle. Check me out.
This stop is Brooklyn Village Station.
Boy
Please
P9
exit right.
on a light rail.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
We're on the train now. We just stopped at Brooklyn Village Station.
So I'm thinking through it, man.
Please stand clear. Doors are closing. Train is about to move. The next stop is Carson Station.
This is where I was walking earlier. We're on College Street Bridge. Making my way back to the south end. What I like about these cars on this train is that they're really clean, very clean. I've been on some before. I've been on like light
This
rails
stop
in
is
other
Carson
cities,
Station. Please exit right.
and they weren't nowhere near as clean as these are here in Charlotte. I go on some, see trash on some of them. Yeah, this is Carson Station right here.
Please stand clear. Doors are closing. Train is about to move. The next stop will be Bland
swing
Street
set.
Station.
Remember the colorful pylons. There they go again. Oh, this is so cool.
This stop is Bland Street Station. Please exit right.
All right.
Please stand clear. Doors are closing. Train is about to move.
Just arrived at my stop at Bland Station. Just gonna walk a couple more blocks to get to my vehicle. I'm gonna sign off for now and come back with you with some more footage at my next location. Peace and thanks for riding with me. I am here at Freedom Park, about 3 miles south of Uptown Charlotte, between the Dilworth and Myers Park neighborhoods. Freedom Park. On this beautiful Thursday, almost afternoon. Freedom Park is 98 acres of paved trails, beautiful gardens like this one right here, like a butterfly garden or something like that. There's also like a lake over here, or
There were like a couple that talked completely normal. And I was like, where are you from? And they're like,
and today I think I'm gonna do what I did in Memphis at Overton Park and go bike riding. That sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Are you? Shoot, cause are you? Guys. Okay, we get it. Jeez. Are we gonna go on a little journey together, all of us?
well, she unlocked one car and then one bike.
It's like a pavilion right here. That sculpture right over, I mean this structure right here. Just look how blue this water is. It's like a teal color almost.
How high?
Check this out. I should definitely do this more often. Bike and vlog. This huge pond right here.
I woke up like
Look at that fountain. That would be a good establishing shot for a TV show or a movie. And Freedom Park is bigger than I thought it was. But I did look at it on the map though, and did notice that it did look pretty big, so not too surprised. It's 98 acres. By the way, Blue Cross Blue Shield sponsors these bikes. This program that they have is called Freedom Rides, or Joy Rides, excuse me, Joy Rides. Again, Blue Cross Blue Shield from each state. So Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina sponsors these bikes in order to promote health and fitness. Biking is definitely good, not only for the physical, but also for the mental. Help stimulate your mind. Stop for a second. So it's just a basically a history of Freedom Park. (1945) is how long this park has been up. It's basically in order to honor the troops who served in, you know, the Marine Corps, and basically who served like for the D-Day event that took place in the 1940s. Okay, hence the name Freedom Park. Makes sense. Makes sense. Go around here one more time, across this bridge. Excuse me. So I'm riding around on the little pavilion. I can even hear my echo a little bit. If that was a ramp, I'd definitely go for it, but it's not. It's some steps down to the water, so that wouldn't be a good idea. It's like a little stream down there. So I gotta vlog, hold the camera, shift gears, and pedal all at the same time. And this right here is called the Little Sugar Creek Greenway. So it's nice how it's like a little residential neighborhood over here, but it's nice how these greenways connect to the neighborhoods and the neighborhoods connect to the parks. So I guess this is their version, Charlotte's version of the belt line. You know how the belt line is like that in Atlanta. Excuse me.
No, but like they like talking.
Nice to see the people out exercising and having interactions with each other. Those big rocks right here. Crossing this bridge again over this creek. Like a gazebo right here. Like a barbecue grill sitting next to it. You can see right here. Come out and have a little cookout. It's definitely a perfect day to do so. Here's the playground over here on Freedom Park grounds. Again, 98 acres, so it's a lot of park space. An abundance of park space. check this out. They even have the little locomotive right here. Didn't know that was here. Part of Charlotte's railroad history. Some soccer fields over there. It's a soccer field. And there's also volleyball court right here. So it's plenty of things for the family to do, for you and the family to engage in.
Where we land on the Honor?
That's also nice right over there. It's like a little obstacle course. Got restrooms right here. Well, guys, this concludes the visit to Freedom Park, and I appreciate the spontaneity of this bike ride. It was so spontaneous, and that was good enough to get me through Freedom Park. So I appreciate you guys, and I apologize in advance for any unsteady footage you might have seen, but there you have it. Well, on to the next stop. I'm out here by the Imagine On Museum for Children. And outside is this sculpture of like some library books, like some books stacked on top of each other, and a quill at the top. You know, those little feathered pens that they used back in the day. Got the pencils right here, sculptures of pencils. They have quotes inscribed in them. This one says, "Pay my debts to esteem knowledge, the dignity of all people and all occupations, the nurturing of beauty, and the balm of humor." Okay, okay. A little philosophical. So I would imagine that this would be a museum of sculptures. It's a children's theater, and it's a library as well. Again, it's called Imagine On. As you can see right there. And they also have the Airstream outside of it, as you can see over there. We also want to speak on this particular sculpture right here. This actually symbolizes the typewriter. So this is the standard English typewriter. They go to it's in the formation just like the typewriter. So if you look at the typewriter on your laptop, you'll see it's exactly shaped. It's formed just like this, exact same order. And this is a stamp, and on the side of this stamp is it's an ear, and it says, "Hear the truth." Definitely, you have to listen. You have to listen twice as much as you talk. That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. As I cross the street over here, it goes, looks like it's a comedy tour, a city tour, a funny bus. So comedy city tour. Ah, that's interesting. So it's 90 minutes of fun, and you can also have beer on there. I've never seen anything like that, but they have that here in Charlotte. So when y'all are out here, come check out the funny bus if you're into comedy. And this is First Ward Park that I'm about to enter. I'm a huge fan of city parks, so I could not resist this opportunity. So this park looks it looks really modern. As a matter of fact, it opened in 2015, so this park is less than 10 years old. Again, this is Uptown Charlotte. This is in a neighborhood called First Ward. And of course, in most modern parks, they have these fountains that's coming out of the ground, as you can see. And they have some stone steps as well. So if you ever want to cool off, this is a place to come because it is hot out here. This right here, got these ropes that are attached to this, looks like a steel spherical shaped structure. It's really cool. It's really what caught my eye when I first was walking around this area. I was like, I have to go check this out. This is that in the fountains. This is a solar energy machine. It's called Smart Flower Solar. Huh. The more you come to these parks, these city parks, the more interesting and quirky things you'll witness and you'll see. This is like the third urban park that I've checked out on this tour of Charlotte. And you have this little pool right here. It looks like right over here, it looks like one of the buildings for the University of North Carolina of Charlotte, or UNC for short. So I think we're in the area that's closer to UNC, this area of the city, the First Ward neighborhood. But wait, there's more. Of course, you got the nice flowers. Wonder what this is. I think it's just a, what is it? It's like a stack of chairs. That is crazy. That is very creative right here. They got like a stack of chairs and they made it into a sculpture. This is very innovative, like very creative, and like for real. Just when I thought I'd seen it all, there's always something to eclipse something that was weird before. Very unorthodox. And this is right in front of this, looks like a hotel. But that's all I really want to see over here in this area of the city. First Ward. It's slightly north of Uptown Charlotte. Even though it's part of Uptown Charlotte, it's a little further north in that district. So there you have it. You're probably wondering why this crosswalk is patterned in the form of a checkered pattern. You're about to find out in just a second. This building right here this is the NASCAR Hall of Fame Museum. The NASCAR Hall of Fame Museum. I actually forgot that there was even a Hall of Fame museum, and much less it was located in Charlotte. But it's right over here on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. So it's a great place to bring your family. As you can see right here. Basically, it just displays a bunch of memorabilia and artifacts, and as you can see over here, get a little bit closer. A bunch of different cars used by some of the greatest NASCAR drivers in history. And it's right across the street from Embassy Suites Hotel. And this building has been open for less than 15 years. It opened in 2010. And Charlotte does have ties to NASCAR. There's a lot of history as it pertains to North Carolina in general in NASCAR racing. They do have the Concord Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, which is a suburb of Charlotte. So there you have it, the NASCAR Hall of Fame Museum. If you're in the city and you're into NASCAR, come check it out. To show y'all I'm all about supporting the black-owned businesses, I am here at this restaurant called What the Fries in Charlotte at 2200 Thrift Road, Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is the whole vibe right here. This is the restaurant. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice little spot right here. It's a nice spot. Just waiting for the food to come out, and I'll show you guys the final product. Here goes the logo right here. Goes the artwork. That's dope right there. I'll check that out. They got so many of the hip hop legends on this picture, like a collage. I gotta figure out where they got this from, man. I gotta get me something like that. That is dope. Once again, this is What the Fries. They got like a little bookshelf right here. And also, check this out. They have a bunch of screens right here that you can order from. So it's different restaurants. Like, you got a couple soul food. A vegan soul food restaurant, a Caribbean restaurant, a couple soul food restaurants, and also a cheesesteak spot. You can just come over here, order, place your order, or you can order ahead of time and put your order number in there and pick up your order. We got a flat screen TV, so it's like a pretty cool little setup they have over here. Check that out. Here comes my meal. Got 3 chicken wings, some fries, and a Sprite. Had to get some grub before I hit the road. And again, come check this place out. It's called What the Fries Charlotte. And yeah, that hooked you up. All right. Had to get something for the road. And on that note, that concludes my trip to Charlotte. And again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, it's your boy P9 signing off. Peace, and have a great day.